Hey Pearl, so I don't know if you know this about me, but I actually work at a cinema. Yeah, I have a real job. It's a cool job. I get to see all new movies, some good, some bad, and some ugly. Like the other day I was looking up the new Michael Jackson movie, so I searched Michael Jackson movie, and then I found this. And I was genuinely in shock to find out that this was a real movie. So naturally, I watched it because I'm a serious YouTuber, I guess. And now that I've seen it, I can confirm it is actually the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. I know it's a very bold claim, but just wait until you see what's happening in this movie. So it's like someone tried to make a parody of every movie known to mankind and put it into a movie. Some of the CGI also looks like it's rendered on a Game Boy. And oh yeah, Michael Jackson turns up for like 2 minutes in this movie. Actually, look at this poster. It looks like he is the monster in the movie, or the villain, I guess, is going after you. Let's dive into it. So the movie opens up in what I only can describe as the most defensively Star Wars wannabe scroll ever. It basically says, this is a silly comedy. If you don't like silly or stupid movies or comedies, please move on. The special effects are supposed to look bad, like they're in on the joke, which is hilarious because if you have to tell your audiences this is actually funny, it probably isn't. And then like every other movie that is made in the 2000s, we have to sit through 5 minutes of straight fucking credits. Miss Castaway and the Island Girls in Silly Movie 2. And that is arguably the longest and the worst title for a movie ever. So the crazy part about this title is that the main reason why the movie didn't have a theatrical release is because of the title of the movie, which we only can be thankful for. In 2004, when the movie was finished and planned for a theatrical release, the title was originally Miss Castaway and the Island Girls, but 20th Century Fox thought that it sounded a little too close to Castaway, so for obviously reasons they didn't want the movie to be associated with what we are about to watch. And I think that, combined with Michael Jackson's legal troubles around the time, led the distributors to get cold feet. So this made the movie go straight to DVD in 2005. So in 2008 they decided to rechange the whole title of the movie to Miss Castaway and the Island Girls in Silly Movie 2. Probably to dodge the Castaway headaches, and maybe also to trick some people to think that this is maybe a part of some kind of like comedy franchise. This title actually might be even worse, because now it sounds like a straight to DVD sequel that literally doesn't exist. So somehow this title tells you less about the movie than the original title did. But let's just jump into the movie. So the movie cuts to a group of hunters, or a group of people, I actually don't know who they are, and an Indiana Jones look-alike. We learn that they are on a mission to find Noah's Ark. So this is also the thing about the movie. It's filled up with references and jokes and parodies of different pop culture references. I sounded so old by saying pop culture references. So in this scene, Indiana Jones lookalike calls an Austin Powers lookalike. The problem here is that I don't think the movie understands what a parody is. Real parody is when you take a known work, mock or comment on it, or even pay a homage to it in a clever way. There should be a reason for the joke or parody. Instead, this just feels like they just added it into the script. Like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we had an Indiana Jones lookalike who just calls an Austin Powers lookalike?
We found Noah's Ark.
Oh, groovy, baby.
I need to know exactly where you are.
And then this fucking happens. Am I just too old for movies like this, or is this just like not funny at all? So here we meet the Pope. He gets a package delivery from a guy, and that's it. There's no reason for this scene to be here other than they could pull this joke on us.
Bless you, my son. Thank you, Father.
But now we get introduced to one of our main characters, Captain Maximus Powers, who is played by freaking Eric Roberts. Like in my Titanic 2 video where I looked at Bruce Davison's movies, I could do the same with Eric Roberts here, because what the fuck is this guy's resume for bad movies? It's also here we meet a reporter who's gonna work as this breaking the fourth wall character in the whole movie.
Are we on?
Today is an exciting day here at the BBX.
He tells us that every misses from different countries are taking off for the World Championship in Miss Universe in Japan. And why do they have to fly from the same location and not their individual countries, you may ask? I don't fucking know. Moving on to our next character, Mike Saunders, played by Charlie Schlatter. Mike gets introduced in the most classic pilot joke ever. He is reading a book called Fear of Flying, Get Over It. A pilot who is afraid of flying never gets old. Just so you get used to the bad jokes in here, or let's say attempt at bad jokes, because scenes like these are the ones that takes up the most of the movie. There's also a Tom Cruise lookalike in here. The plane takes off and I'm gonna spare you for basically 5 minutes of Mike trying to hit on every girl on the plane, because it's boring. So now Tom Cruise lookalike, who is literally called Agent Ron. So he finds out that his mission is to find the Ark. They call it the Raiders of the Lost Noah's Ark. After he got that message, he throws the glasses out and finds out that they're self-destructive. So because of this, the plane starts to crash. And then we get a little sequence of Agent Ron jumping out of the plane here. And this.
You forgot this!
I hate this movie. So the two agents who jumped out of the plane causes this other plane to dodge them, which then ends up with them colliding into the other plane. So the plane crashes for real this time, and everybody wakes up on an island.
Hello? No, I'm sorry, you have the wrong number.
If it hasn't clicked for you yet, the movie tries very hard with the jokes. There's just something about the humor and jokes that feels so off in here. And I think this is even worse. I mean, when a movie tries so hard to be funny that it ends up being not funny, it kind of makes it into like the worst type of movie ever. It's like watching my YouTube videos. But for an example, the Harry Potter joke here, like, why is it here? And for some reason, they also thought it was really funny to include green screen Elvis. What is going on, man? Alright, so the group comes up with an idea that they have to split into teams.
You're a joke. Everyone is laughing with you.
This song is low-key banger. We also meet Julie here. She was a stewardess on the plane, and Julie is showing a little bit of interest in Mike.
I'll stay here with you and we can form our own tribe.
And that is literally the rest of the movie, their love story. The next couple of scenes are just them walking on the island, and Mike gets a lot of package delivered, either from the ocean or these delivery man jokes where a guy comes up and he has to write his name. And then he gets a pair of binoculars. And this is the worst part about this movie. Because every time they want to make a joke or something goofy, it takes forever to set up or make the joke. This joke, for an example, it takes over a minute to tell. And when you spend so much time on one single joke and the payoff is like, yeah, he was taking a nap, it's freaking exhausting. And this is also where we get the theme song for the Island Girls.
Island girls, very easy on the eyes, every little movement.
Mike then finds a cave, while the other group with Captain Maximus finds a big egg. We also get these random interviews from time to time, and I assume that they just gave up on the graphic VFX here, because the text in the bottom just basically cuts off here. Oh wait, the VFX is supposed to look bad. And it's really hard to say something about these scenes, because it's just jokes and gags going on. It has no purpose for the plot or anything, it's just a bunch of jokes made into each other. If it feels a little bit confusing, it's because it is. So there's just a couple more scenes of jokes that is just used for filling in the movie, because I assumed they couldn't come up with a plot for the entirety of the movie, right? Let's move up the pace here. Julie then comes to visit Mike in his high-tech cave. She then starts to feed him. Like, did they actually think that this was hilarious? And this is only half an hour into the movie. Fuck! way. Okay, hear me out. So here comes a full circle moment for the VictorPøhl channel. Back in December last year, I made a video where I talked about some of the worst Christmas movies I could find. Here I talked about a movie called Santa Stole Our Dog, A Merry Doggone Christmas. A really terrible Christmas movie. So it turns out that the same director of that movie is the director who made Miss Castaway and the Island Girls in Silly Movie 2. So these weird ass toys dodos here are also in that Christmas movie. So you have no idea of how mind blown I was when I found out about this. So meanwhile, Julie is frustrated with Mike because he doesn't seem to be very interested in her. So she starts to speak to, what the fuck is this? Like, why do they make an animated sequence of the toy here? Just have the freaking toy speak without being animated, please. Like, what the fuck?
Well, if he's not interested, what are you doing tonight, baby?
Mike then has a conversation with his robot about his feelings about Julie now. I don't know when and how they changed, but it's very confusing to watch, okay? I'm actually trying my best.
Hey Jerry, get a load of the babes. I wonder what Heppel means.
I love how many resources were used on this joke. Like, they literally had a guy and a camera crew in a plane to film this. Mike then watches this dodo on this DVD player. I used to have one of these. Like, whenever we were driving on holidays, I would watch Cars or anything. Julie then comes up to visit Mike again, and here they share a romantic moment. And then an awkward feeding scene again. Like, what the hell is this guy's problem with feeding eggs to people? This is like Tarantino's thing with feeds.
They left the price tag on.
This is the only time I laughed in this movie, by the way. So the girls are now competing for a spot on the boat to get off the island with a game of potato sack race. So the remaining of that group who lost the potato sack race now goes out for hunting for something to eat, because they haven't eaten anything else than eggs for the past 2 days. Here they find a pork, and one of the worst chase scenes is taking place here. Until Captain Maximus finds Noah's Ark. He also finds that giant pork from the beginning of the movie, the Jurassic pork.
Holy shenanigans.
Actually very great acting here from Eric Roberts.
What is it?
The pig!
Listen to these lines.
She's a prehistoric pig. It's like Jurassic Park. Oh my god!
Absolute cinema. And what the fuck is this chasing scene? We then get to see what is going on inside Noah's Ark. I have no idea why they added this. So we see Noah playing cards with an ape, and that's it. Then Mike wakes up in his cave because his robot is acting strange. And then a message appears. It's the Pope, who's telling Mike that he needs his help to take over the mission from Agent Ron. And that is why he has been gifted all these packages. And here comes the scene you all have been waiting for. The Michael freaking Jackson appearance here.
Good evening, Agent Mike. The Ark will sell for 40 days and 40 nights.
Agent MJ. Dude, the director of this movie must have some shit on MJ, because why the fuck would he want to be in this movie?
Destroy the Ark and you destroy the storm.
This is also the last appearance for Michael Jackson. Rest in peace. But his character is called Agent MJ. Very creative. And MJ is just killing this role.
The world is depending on you. I'm depending on you.
Mike, you need to destroy the Ark. If you don't destroy the Ark, bad things can happen. That is the worst Michael Jackson impression you will ever see, by the way. But now we know what the apes want. Or we don't know why, but we know what they want. Mike then tries to explain to Julie what just happened while she was asleep. Julie doesn't believe him and walks away. I mean, can you blame her? And then she gets kidnapped by the apes because there's 20 minutes left and I think they have to figure out an ending. So everything up till now have been fucked up and random. Let me tell you, it gets even worse from here. Mike then gets bitten by a spider and then he turns green. So this is like, oh, wrong superpowers. joke. But then he also gets electric powers, and he then runs over to his computer because now he has become a webmaster. So the vice president is now getting his emails, and he has a little bit of chat with the president. Here they launch the most advanced submarine they have. So now we follow a submarine crew, and this is about as close as we get to the worst joke of the movie.
Lower the periscope. I didn't say the stethoscope. Lower the periscope, please. Not the telescope, the periscope, please. I didn't ask for cinemascope.
So, submarine crew launches this torpedo to destroy the island, so the Ark gets destroyed before setting sail. Dude must have been so freaking high writing this shit. It is incredible. Mike then goes up to the rest of the crew to tell his plan, and they don't believe in him either. But then the robot shows the message in the air, and the group sees that Mike spoke the truth. There's like 15 minutes left. Stick with me, okay? And the reporter is apparently still here. Oh yeah, he gets eaten by that giant pork. No more reporter, yay! So Mike then holds this team meeting with the worst PowerPoint presentation I have ever seen. The plan goes something like this. They need to pull the plug out of the Ark, you know, like a bathtub. So the plan is to get the giant pork drunk, so they can sneak into the Ark, I think. And here Mike and Captain Maximus now have this Men in Black moment. Here Mike saves Julie, and they share a little moment together. I don't know why they didn't include a feeding scene here, actually. So now begins this chase scene around the Ark, until they find the plug to the ship. So this stopped the Ark from setting sail. Mike then throws the plug out of the Ark to the rest of the group, so they can pull the Ark back on the island. Mike and Julie then escapes using a Nimbus 3000. But the plan didn't hold on for long, because the apes got the Ark to work again, I don't know why. So now a big storm is appearing, and a guy on a bike. So Mike jumps in a heroic way after the plug. The rest of the group then comes and help him. What about that giant pork? It suddenly wakes up from being completely blacked out drunk. But Mike thinks of a plan. He makes a lasso out of the plug and throws it against the giant pork, and we get this epic film for IMAX scene. The giant pork, I guess I don't have to say giant pork every time, because you can literally see it's a giant pork. And the plan works, because the Ark starts to sink now. But what about Noah, you may ask? Mike then goes back to save Noah, while the apes are going crazy. I don't know what the fuck Elvis is doing here, but the group actually did it. They saved the world, yay! No more movie. But where's Mike? Is he dead? Oh, he's alive. But the troubles aren't over yet. The torpedo is now heading towards the island, but Mike and the captain quickly shoots it down. So now everybody is celebrating their victory. Then a spaceship appears, and for the standard of this movie, this isn't surprising at all. Then a group of CGI dodos walks out to get their son. They end up taking the rest of the group with them, except Mike and Julie. We then see Julie and Mike gets married and find out that they were just in Los Angeles all the time, and that a big meteor is heading towards the Earth. That's the movie. We did it! Yeah, we saw the movie to the end, we survived. But there's something I want to come back to. Something that the movie tells us right in the beginning. We had so much fun making this movie, and honestly, that might be the most genuinely part of this whole experience. Because yeah, the movie is terrible. Like, it makes no sense. The joke doesn't land. The CGI is absolutely fucking terrible. But they had fun making the movie. And weirdly, that makes me respect it a tiny bit more. So thank you so much for watching, Pearl. If you enjoyed this, please like the video, because it will help the algorithm. Please, if you have any idea to any other bad movies we could watch, write them down in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because then you will become a Pearl. Alright, I'll see you next time, unless I get cast in Silly Movie 3. Alright, see ya!